Welcome, revelers. It's Off the Rails, Right versus Left, the show that we do because the left is evil. I'm Rob B, and with me is my hefty compatriot,
Brian G.
And today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We've been all serious all week, so for Thursdays we're going to have fun, especially considering so many conspiracy theories are starting to come true these days. So now we're going to have fun with some conspiracy theories today. So that's it. It's going to be Conspiracy Theory Thursday on Thursdays from now on. And this one's going to be a fun one. It's about Joe Biden and so many other celebrities. And it actually, with the videos that I got, it's going to make you scratch your head at least a little bit. Anyway, we're going to get into it. The show starts right now.
All right, welcome, revelers. This is Off the Rails, Right versus Left, the podcast that we do because we think the left is evil. I'm Rob B.
And I'm Brad Lee.
And I'm Brian G.
And we are Off the Rails, Right versus Left. Again, we're doing this show because we think everybody needs to know that the left is
Classic.
Evil.
All right. So here we go. So beyond the fact that he's like gone senile and completely lost his mind and all of that, have you noticed that Joe Biden seems a little different?
That he's what?
A little different.
He was different the day he was born.
Okay. Well, that's not what I mean, and that's not what this conspiracy theory is. So, okay, so check this out.
Currently claims to be Joe Biden so that he can fill the seat of the American president. At the left you see the original Biden. At the right is the current man who claims to be Joe Biden. You can see them talk. I muted their voices so you can focus on their faces.
Totally different.
Here are two other images from different interviews in higher quality. I encourage you to really look with a sharp, analytical mind. Don't just stare at those faces, but try to comprehend what you're actually looking at. Try to understand the differences in the faces. Look at the eyes, look at the cheeks, look at the ears. Here are again two different portraits of these both men. I want to highlight one specific detail for you which will help all of you to understand that indeed something very weird is going on here. The ear from the original Biden is thick and separated from the head. The ear from the current guy who claims to be the same Biden is thin, longer, and it is completely connected to the head. And if you look at this part of the ear, it goes straight up, while the other one is curved. This is also much deeper, and this is more shallow. These ears are completely different. There's a significant birthmark on the forehead. This one has no birthmark. Sunken cheeks. There's a dent in his cheeks. These are apple cheeks, the exact opposite. This head is much wider than this guy. And look at the eyes. There's no comparison. Here we can see the same. Sunken cheeks, a dent in the cheeks, apple cheeks, the exact opposite. Look at the eyes, look at those eyes. He has a more square head, he has a rounder head. His skin is super smooth. The original Biden had a very rough skin.
He's 80.
These are two entirely different men. The original Biden had a really squarish head, while the current man who claims to be Biden has a more oval head. It's nicely rounded. Here, look at the teeth. Big teeth. This is an entirely different mouth. Entirely different mouth. The whole head is again completely different skull. This is no makeup. This is no plastic surgery, no aging. These are different heads altogether. If we go back to these photos, then we can see that the wrinkles on the forehead are completely different. Wrinkles are like a fingerprint. They are unique with our person. They can be used in criminal investigations, just like fingerprints. Here we can see it very clearly. Entirely different face print, just like fingerprints. There's no comparison. This is a different, unique person than this guy. Entirely different. There's no doubt about this. So Trump is right. Hannity is right. The millions of people who have been saying this on the internet the past 2 years, they're all right. The original Biden is gone. He has been replaced by an imposter, a fraud, a liar, a con man. Look at him. He's entirely different. There's no comparison between these two heads. You and me.
Under Joe Biden and the left, I don't know if it's Joe, to be honest with you. It's somebody. Does anybody know who it is?
You're reading the paper. You weren't even watching the video.
I was watching the video, but I thought it was so dumb. I'm looking
Okay,
going,
but
90%, almost
okay.
everything pointed out can be explained with age.
I don't know about that. I've never seen anybody's face get more sunken in as they age.
Yeah. Weight changes.
People's ears tend to droop as they get age. They don't get higher. He's got some point.
Those ears were more
of course
with age.
No, the ones where his ears were drooped, that was the earlier picture.
No.
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
Okay. So how about? So that's not it. That's not all I came with. All right, we're gonna need to have more than one source, right? So okay.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, you got to have more than one source. Our other 6 viewers on Rumble right now, they think we need to have another.
I don't see any comments.
Well. So hi guys, thanks for joining us. So yes, it might be a little silly, but it makes you wonder because it is a conspiracy theory out there, and every crazy conspiracy theory starts coming true all of a sudden. You gotta wonder. So here's the second clip.
Joe Biden in 2012, and Joe Biden in 2016, and Joe Biden today. You decide. He sent me 2 letters saying, by the way, can you send me some stimulus money for companies here in the state of Wisconsin? We sent millions of dollars.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
Now they got a new plan. Trust me, it's not going to cost you any more. Folks, follow your instincts on this one.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. They put one foot in front of the other. They keep going. That's the unbreakable spirit of the people of America. That's who we are. And Representatives Shirley Jackson Lee, Al Green, Sylvia Garcia, Lizzie Pinelli, Pinell, and what am I doing here? I'm going to lose track here.
What am I doing here? I'm losing track again. This is not a medical diagnosis. I'm not a doctor. I won't play one on TV. But it's pretty clear, transparent. It's obvious. That's not the same guy. That's not the same guy.
Okay, what's up with the big logo in front of us? Oh, there we go.
I didn't want to see your ugly face. Okay, so you see where this is going, right?
Go for it.
All right. So clearly, like even Hannity thinks there's something. It's not the same guy. Now he may be just talking about.
Well, this is me with Hannity.
Okay, but this guy actually has a theory that Biden was executed in 2016 in Guantanamo.
Okay.
That's why they never shut it down. They tries to shut it down
Okay.
and then getting executed.
Okay.
Now maybe they get feed. Okay, but the theory is that all these like important people are being replaced with clones. You with me?
Uh,
All right, so check it out.
I got you.
Look at this footage here. This is a well-known broadcaster from ESPN. And yet it looks like Westworld. What are we missing here, ladies and gentlemen? What don't we understand? We're going to be asking the tough questions about who these people are on the television. These clones, these robots that seem to glitch before our very eyes. What is going on with the world? If you pay attention.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hillary Clinton, the Terminator. Yes.
Any more accurate with the number of bodies around that family?
That she's just a crooked, murdering psychopath.
Okay. Oh, that is so weird. It didn't change the title on LinkedIn. Anyway, okay. So my last piece of video evidence. Are you ready? Now this isn't even directly with Joe Biden. It's just showing that there are actually clones out there.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep, go for it.
It's an open mind and oh my god.
Go.
Ads and oh my god.
I'm listening.
Rosalind Sanchez, Nicole Schertzinger. And look at these two. Are they clones? Is one real and not the other? How about Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Javier Bardem? Or Judy Greer and Anne Hesh? Ladies and gentlemen. What about Renee Zellweger and Joey Lauren Adams? There's more. Robbie Amell and Colin Egglesfield. And there's more. What about Evan Rachel Wood and Alexandra Breckenridge? Are they clones? What are the chances all these people would look alike? Kate Blanchett, Anna Torv. Does it feel like the show The Fringe out there? Oh, Homer Bailey and Christopher Bale? Are these clones? What about Helena Christensen and Cameron Diaz? Are they clones? Jessica Biel, like the devil. Christy Turlington. Dan Radcliffe, Elijah Wood. Look at these two. It's amazing. Who are these people on television? Look at this one, Joseph Levitt and Heath Ledger. Is there more? Oh yeah, there's plenty more. Chris Humphreys, Taylor Lautner. Oh, this is the worst. Bob Saget and Stephen Colbert. Bradley Cooper, Paul McDonald. You notice that one? What about Megan Fox and Tamara Esselstone? What about Linda and Mila? What about these two? What about Paul Rudd and Ben Affleck? You might think these are the same people. Oh, let's not miss this one. Courtney Cox and Nelly Furtado. Look. Keisha and John Travolta. Is that not a keeper?
John Travolta one. She didn't look anything.
I think the most annoying. Kesha kind of looks like John Travolta.
Oh, she had a couple of the curves on the face, but that was about it. not somebody I'd ever look at and think of John Travolta.
Well, of course not. They're a guy and a girl. So, but
It was a guy.
well, on some of these though, the age difference is so much. I'd be like, okay, was there some nonsense child?
There's some of them where you'd go, you look a lot like that actor, but none of them, but most of them had enough differences to me that I would never think it's the same person.
Okay.
There's a couple where I would have gone, are you? There's a couple there that I would have gone, are you? No, you are, aren't you?
So that's the theory. The theory is was replaced by a clone or a robot, and that celebrities are slowly being replaced. Except instead of actually swapping the person, they just create another celebrity out of the same like DNA, make a new clone.
It's too bad. We might be better off if they replaced Biden with the clone.
Or maybe that's the problem. Maybe he got replaced with the clone before he became Michael's vice president.
Yeah, I've looked at Biden's past history of what he's done and what he supported and how he shifts all the time. And I think I like this Biden better than the one from 30 years ago.
Little shade that I threw there.
Yeah.
Michael's vice president.
Yeah, I know. I
get it came across on Truth Social, and then when I clicked it didn't link me story, but it was literally saying that Malik Obama wants to run for president and is saying, I don't even know who that is, but they're saying that Michelle is a man or some shit. Like an Obama
I've heard that.
is saying it.
I think you've said Michelle is a man.
So anyways, oh no, I thought it was interesting that there's a story that says that somebody from the Obama family can you message him back?
So Brad's wife had her tooth pulled.
Yeah. If he's home, he can jump on. We're still going for like 5 more minutes. Maybe. I don't know that I have that much to say about this today. Anyways, I just thought it was funny. I don't know what happened.
Maybe this conspiracy theory should go towards Xi Jinping has clones swapped out so he can control the government. I mean, to explain why we're so pro-Chinese right now, even though World War III started and China's trying to take over the world.
Okay, thank you for joining me in tinfoil hat land for a minute. Okay, so now imagine this. Okay, so did you ever get into Kurt Vonnegut books?
Get into what?
Kurt Vonnegut, the writer.
I don't know that one.
He did like Slaughterhouse-Five and a bunch of other books.
No, I've never heard of it.
Anyway, so like in one of his books, I forget the title of the book, but in one of his books, like something happened with the gravitational field of the Earth, and the gravity was all messed up. Sometimes it'd be super weak, sometimes it was super strong.
Yeah.
And the Chinese figured out that they would be better off surviving it if they were smaller, so they figured out how to shrink their entire population. So here, 45 years ago, Kurt Vonnegut was suggesting that the Chinese had technology to shrink people.
Except that as they're eating more meat, they're pretty much starting to match our size. I mean, I'm 6 foot.
No, like shrink to the size of an ant.
Yeah.
So like one rice paddy would feed the whole nation for a year. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So anyways, so that was like the interesting thing, but it like gave indications then that he thought the Chinese had like super high technology, like maybe they were responsible for all the UFOs. Anyway, imagine they do have cloning technology, right? Yeah. So I mean, they got the human resources to throw at doing the research, so maybe they do have cloning technology.
1.4 billion people don't think about it.
So maybe they're not. Like all of those examples, maybe that's them putting in clones of the stars because then they know they have all the characteristics that Americans are gonna like.
Yeah.
And like to like become stars also, so they can influence entertainment, influence people's minds. And then of course somebody becomes boom. replace the president. The reason that the deep state fought so hard to keep Trump from becoming president is because he was never imposed, never were able to get a hold of him to get his DNA to replace him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do you believe it. I'm just saying that you understand theory. So, are you picking up what I'm laying down? That's what I'm asking. So, anyway, so now, granted, so I don't know that I think that it's actually that like absolutely ridiculous of a conspiracy theory. Like, not anymore. Like, dude, how much weird shit have we seen that we just cannot freaking explain going on in the world right now?
Well, the fact that the U.S. is getting ready to split apart and become two countries again, which will start a civil war, which 20 years ago, before Obama, I would have never thought could be possible.
Yeah, and like maybe we'll have two nations. Like before one group's going to be the lizard, and the other group's going to be the real humans.
The real humans.
And then how do you fight that war when you're like standing right next to your clone, like trying to convince your friends, no, it's me, no, it's me.
Dude,
it'd be an ingenious way. You never know. Maybe your clone wife wanted a fat clone husband. I don't know. Okay, that was kind of.
Well, she is Chinese, so.
That was kind of assish,
so
but you get the
here
point.
Had access to cloning technology, and it was the Chinese doing it. I guess she would.
Oh my God! There you go. Okay, so where's your wife? Why isn't she on the show talking about the Chinese cloning plot with the lizard people? Like maybe she can tell. Maybe she can tell us how they were able to get a hold of Biden and swap him out. Was it duration or was it before the? Maybe that's why he was hiding in the basement all the time. He was having problems with his programming. Like first they had to mature the clone really fast, and then they had problems with his programming. And his programming never really took because like Joe Biden was so stupid to begin with, and he had such horrible genes. Because like if you have a bad copy and you copy it, the copy gets even worse. And he was defective. Why do I get the feeling that Brad's on?
I don't see anything.
So you did that?
What?
Tinfoil hat, Rob? That was some shit that Brad would do. Anyway. Now, do I actually believe any of this shit? I don't know anymore. Before I would have said hell no. But every fucking conspiracy theory out there seems to be coming true. So when somebody puts this one up, I say we got to at least talk about it. Highly unlikely.
If you're going to say that Biden's being replaced by a clone so he can be controlled, the obvious choice would be China because of everything that's going on from, China moving to different parts of the world, taking over, to them moving to South America, to Central America, the moves they've made, to the balloons coming all the way across the U.S. and Biden trying to make excuses. Well, they had no control. Well, we blocked every signal it sent. We jammed them. Well, and then we find out, they were doing figure eights over the bases. That every signal was being fed to China live and nothing was actually blocked. When they shot it down, they didn't just shoot down the balloon and then try to recover it. They shot missiles at the craft, destroyed the craft into tiny chunks. So you wouldn't have most of the stuff you could recover. It's like, why wouldn't you just shoot the balloon down with several bullets and then try to recover as much of the tech as you can? Why would you send an F-20? Which jet did they send? An F-22 or whatever, and shoot and take it out with a multi-million-dollar missile?
Yeah, the Sidewinder.
Once it goes over everywhere it wanted to go over.
Okay. So and then check this out. So like most of Joe's cabinet and most of his advisors, they're all leftovers from the Obama administration, man. So they were like, but they were all replaced back then, as was
And
Biden.
devaluing the
Like,
dollar to the point where China can now move in and make its yen the money of choice to back up every purchase in the world, like the dollar used to do.
right.
I mean, that's literally
Okay, and then so I got a good one
That's
for
literally
you.
what's happening is the dollar. People are dropping the dollar now. I mean, countries all over the world are looking at alternatives to the dollar.
Okay, so and then I got another one. Like at the end of the pandemic, when there were nodes and all of that, that should have made the supply chain flow even faster. But instead, the ports were all backed up. Maybe all these ships were coming from China, so maybe they were unloading very sensitive cloning technology so they can continue replacing the Americans. Or maybe it's not actually clones. Maybe it's some sort of like genetic modification to modify Chinese sleeper agents and make them appear to be the human they're replacing, or the American that they're replacing. Like a la Face Off, but more sophisticated.
Yeah. Or Russian sleeper agents that work with China.
So Mayor P and his maternity leave or his paternity leave, dude, maybe he actually birthed the child and he had to breastfeed or chest feed the child because maybe in clones the male's the one that has the
maybe. Maybe.
You never know why, and that would explain why he keeps disappearing. And well, I mean, honestly, I think he disappears in every single catastrophe and crisis they have that pertains to his department because I just think he's incompetent.
Well, if they're part of Biden's administration, they're probably incompetent.
I think that maybe
if they're part of Biden's administration, chances are they're probably incompetent because they were hired to check a box rather than hired for skills.
I think, but they were actually hired because they were people that were already replaced by the clones.
Well, that would explain our admiral in charge of what was that transsexual admiral?
The Deputy Health Services Secretary. Admiral Richard Levine.
Yeah, the one who never served in the military but is an admiral and worked her ranks and is the first female admiral even that worked her way up through the ranks, even though she never worked up through anything as a female.
Right. But maybe she is now because the clone replacement, the cloning process fixed, and it was supposed to be a man, but it came out a woman. So now he feels. Maybe that's what all these transgenders are. Maybe they were already replaced by the clones, and so their genetic program, their gender programming's not right.
Clone mistakes. You were given that extra X chromosome rather than that Y chromosome that you should have had.
Right, and who knows how many copies there are out there? Maybe everybody's a copy of a copy of a copy.
Oh, we're going to hear about this from the transsexuals. It'll be.
Fortunately, I don't think enough people see our show. Anyway, revelers were a lot more serious than this, but I just wanted to have a plea. I don't think Joe Biden is a clone. I just think he's a vegetable. So that's it. I think somebody's operating as a tier, somebody else is running the government, and that's kind of like what the deep state always wanted, was somebody that was a complete puppet, and they finally got it. So beyond that, I don't really think there's anything to worry about it. But it was kind of fun to have a day where we just make fun of the conspiracy theory. Don't forget, a lot of these conspiracy theories are coming true. So maybe, just maybe, everybody's been replaced by clones. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share. We're going to do a new conspiracy theory every Thursday, so we don't just get stuck up in all the like horrible negative news. And then I'm going to come up with another day where we just do nothing but happy stories. But I just wanted to do something fun because like every bit of news that I looked at was just depressing as hell. So I thought it was going to be a good day that we could just like laugh and have a good time.
Yeah. And hey, Rob, don't forget that our pets have become more like family over the last few years, and that life happens, and sometimes we get stuck out at work or over at a friend's house, and your little furry friend is left at home with no one there. So download the WAG app, and then log in, and a great friend like Rob here can come over and walk your dog, even leave some food. Even if you're going to be gone for a few days, he could take your dog home and board him, or stay at your house with the dog and give him some company. Just download the WAG app and then use the code Robert35944 and earn $5 on your first pet service. Again, that's Rob35944 to get $5 towards your first pet service. Just download and use the WAG app.
And be good, be safe, watch out for the clones. And you guys tomorrow, a little more serious than tonight's silly episode.
Later.